Good afternoon and welcome to Inside News. It's our Friday show on the mark where we're going to be discussing the 23rd meeting and well, after a good meeting last week, hopefully we can follow it up. Myself and Shaheel had quite a good day. Shaheel, I hope you've done a lot of homework and we can find the guys a couple of winners. I think we had 6 out of 8. Yeah. Let's try and get 8 out of 8 this meeting and yeah. Okay, let's start off with race 1. It's a 1500 meter rating 0.25. Not always easy to start off on the first race in these 0.25s, but I like the look of number 4, Royal Resolution. I thought he's had 2 good runs in probably a little bit stronger company. He's drawn 4, and I think even at the weights he's quite well off. And I think at Royal Resolution, now that he's had the 2 runs under the belt, he looks like he's spot on. Remember in South Africa, he's only had the 6 runs for 4 places. And he could just be a little bit better than his rating of 25. And I think that Royal Resolution, in my opinion, is going to be my first choice. I don't think he's a banker by any stretch of the imagination, but looking at the field, he probably looks like he stands out in this field. Shaheel, what do you think of Royal Resolution?
I do agree with you. I think he's a bit better than rating 25. When you go back to his South African form, I mean, his runs are going to one of our favorite horse, Majestic Mambo.
That's right, yeah.
He's been exported to Hong Kong too, I think, just like Sir George. Listen, it looks to be following a bit close to the pace back in South Africa. I believe we've drawn 4. He should be a bit more up with the pace. If he can find a good position with Rama on board, I think he should be the right horse in the race. Okay,
yeah, if you look back at his first run, I mean, it was a 9.90 and then a 13.65. If you look back at his South African form, he ran second to Majestic Mambo over 1800. So the 1500 probably still not his ideal distance, but he's a little bit further than what he's taking on. And he's been running on quite nicely, this horse, Royal Resolution. Swapnil Rama starting to ride a couple of winners as well. So I'm going to stick with him as my first choice. Let me talk about 1 or 2 others. Man from Seattle, well, I wouldn't say he let me down last time. I didn't think he had much of a chance, especially the turnaround at the weights and up in the division. But I think in this sort of field, he must have some sort of chance. He's got the claiming. Unfortunately, he's got a bad draw. Well, I suppose not that too bad. He's going to be drawn 8 with the emergency acceptor coming out. He must have a chance. And then Bear Hug, well, I thought he'd run a little bit better last time as well after he made that improvement with the blinkers. And I see they've kept the blinkers on him. If he needs to reproduce that run behind Volatile Energy, and he could be seen running a place or in the back ends of your trifectas or quartets. Shaheel, that's my trifecta: Royal Resolution, Man from Seattle, Bear Hug. Is there anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, I just want to throw in Gistad. I'll probably make him my value bet. Looking at the field, I don't see any real front runners. Gistad, we have to ignore his last run. He bled last time. Looking at his form before that run, he finished only 2 lengths behind Captain Moss, and a run against some good horses like Silver Rock and Square the Circle. If he can get to the front with Barrier 2, I believe he should be able to fight for the win.
Okay, yeah, looking at the race, it doesn't look like there's much that's going to take him on for the lead. He is a sort of horse that when he gets to the front, he's sort of, he's hard to catch. So, G-Stud, consider him as well. Shaheel has mentioned that he is his value bet of the day. Excuse me, I've only had a little bit of flu lately, so excuse the coughing. Race 2, 1365, benchmark 31. I like the look of number 7, Final Cup. I think the fact that he's only going to be carrying 54.5 kilos, he's drawn 2. He is 4.5 kilos better off with Rahib, who beat him last time. I also feel that the 1365 will probably suit Final Cup better than it's going to suit Rahib. And the Sodolia are starting to find a little bit of form now, and I definitely think that he must have a good chance. Got some good form. He's run behind Zodiac Jack, and I see the 2 horses that he's taking on here, Saracen King and Rahib. He has beaten him in the past, but I don't think he was at his sort of optimum best. And the fact that he's got that 3 kilograms off his back, drawn 2 in the 1365, I think Final Cup, if he gets to lead, he's going to be a tough nut to crack. What do you think about Final Cup?
I think he went a bit too quick on the 990 last time. That's what he got caught in the closing stages of the race. He's coming back after a little break. Good thing that he's been freshed up. Like you said, the 3 kg claim should be helpful. But my first choice would be Saracen King. He ran a very nice race last time against Sierra Redwood. He should have a say once more. And I think Cedric and Jean-Michel Ali hasn't had a winner for quite a long time, 4 or 5 weeks. That would be some good thing for them. Yeah,
I made Saracen King my second choice. I do agree with Shaheel. He's very good last run and definitely must have a chance in this field, and I'm going to make him my second choice. My third choice, I'm obviously going to go with Rahib. He has got a bad draw. He's not an easy horse to ride. Rias Hulesh has got his work cut out for him. I don't think he's a 1365 specialist, but he's probably the best of the rest. Maybe Old Danger, although he hasn't run for quite a while, and I can tell you that he was doing quite well at Post Lafayette. He arrived, he wasn't 100%, but when he got on the float to go back to Port Louis, he was doing a lot better, so keep an eye on Al Danger. But I'm going to stick with Final Cup. Saracen King, Rahib will be my third choice. Shaheel, anything you want to add, or just give us your trifecta?
Just to touch on number 1, also Wanted Man. He's down to a benchmark of 31 for the first time. He'll probably be the only frontrunner in the race with Barrier 1. So I'll go with him for the third. So Saracen King, Final Cup, and Wanted Man.
Okay, great. Right, race 3, 1400 meter benchmark 41. I like the look of Rock on Geordie's. I think he's 2.5 kilograms better off with Arctic Flyer this time, and the fact that it's the extra 35 meters. Have a look. Last time he was running on from behind Arctic Flyer, and I think the post just came too soon for him. And I definitely think that this horse is the horse to beat. Like I said, Arctic Flyer did beat him, but he's a lot better off in the weights, and the distance is going to be in his favour. I'm going to go with Rock on Geordie. Shaheel, what do you think of my first choice? Do you agree, or you found something else?
No, well, I'm going to go with Arctic Flyer once more. But like I said, Rock on Geordie, he's a superb finisher. He'll finish very strongly once more, because I'm pretty sure Arctic Flyer will not go so slowly in front. He will have a good pace in front. The danger, I think, would be Captain My Captain. I'm sure you have seen her track work. He's pulling Robbie Fred out of the saddle. The only concern is that he's going from a benchmark of 36 to a 41. They found blood in his trachea last time. Let's see how he goes this time.
Yeah, I do agree with Shaheel. There was a great run in the second leg of the 3L Championship when he finished just under a length behind Why Wouldn't You? And there were a couple of good horses in that race and that form has really stood out. I think Perplexing was not in that one. There was another.
Why Wouldn't You?
Yeah, exactly. And there's a couple of horses that form line has been pretty good. And then unfortunately last time he was found with blood in his trachea. That would explain his beating. He is doing very, very well, this horse. He is a Captain Al, and we'll see how well the Captain Als do here. So I made him my second choice. I'm going to go with Rock on Geordie's to beat my captain. My third choice will be Arctic Flyer. I think obviously with that claiming, he's probably going to want to lead again, Arctic Flyer. But I think the 1400 Rock on Geordie's is going to get the better of him towards the end there. Shaheel?
I'm going with Arctic Flyer, My Captain, and Rock on Geordie's.
All right, similar, just not in the same
Order.
Right, race 4, 990, benchmark 46, and well, In Your Dreams really trounced his opposition last time. He was slapped with a 7-pound penalty, in other words, 3.5 kilograms, but I know he's also stepping up in class as well, but you have to say this isn't the strongest field he's going to be taking on.
That's right, that was an impressive runaway winner last time. Listen, the claim should be able to compensate for that 7 penalty.
Yeah.
I think he should be able to win this again.
I think he's the type of horse that if he jumps out and he gets to the front, once again, I don't see much taking him on, although this newcomer Bono, he showed quite a lot of pace in South Africa, but it is his first run. He's drawn 2, maybe he's going to be quick, but this horse was very quick last time, well, anyway, he came into the straight and he showed no signs of stopping, and it was a very, very impressive win. If he reproduces that sort of run, you have to respect the chances of In Your Dreams. Let's look at his dangers. Shaheel, what do you make as his biggest danger?
I believe Wave Breaker. He was a bit slow out of the gates last time, but he did manage to finish off well. He always runs well over the 990. I believe Wave Breaker is the danger to In Your Dreams. Yeah,
me too. I agree. Wave Breaker last time ran a very, very good second to that horse Trap Lord. He does very well at the 990, and what I like about him, he's had a little bit of a break because he had quite a lot of racing in the beginning of the season, and the rest is going to do him well. He's working very, very well. Wave Breaker definitely has to be the biggest danger. And then Bono, well, he was a 3-time winner in the sprints over South Africa, and he's got 3 kilos off his back. He's drawn 2. Keep an eye on him. I think he's going to run a good race. I was happy with his barrier trials and his work back here at Port Louis in the mornings, and I definitely think that Bono is a horse worthwhile keeping an eye on. But I'm going to go with In Your Dreams. I think if he reproduces that last run, he'll be tough to beat. Wave Breaker and Bono.
Same traffic there. In Your Dreams, Wave Breaker and Bono. Just to keep an eye on the newcomer Rinjani. I'm sure you know him.
Yeah,
He's got some cracking South African form. Maybe the 990 will be too short for him. But
yes,
one for the future.
Well, there's not many horses that can say they beat African Night Sky. So he's a very classy horse. I just feel the 990 is going to be a little bit sharp for him. Right, race 5, 1500 meter, benchmark 56, and this is where I introduced you my value bet of the day, number 7, The Right Road. I really think that this horse is going to be a tough horse to beat in this race. Last time, no excuse of Robbie Fred. He had a little bit of a bad draw to overcome. He found himself caught 3 wide. He had to ease him back, and he sat at the back of the field, but he really finished on strongly. And this time, drawn 3, he's going to be a lot closer. I think The Right Road, in my opinion, is going to be he's going to be my first choice. I think he's going to take quite a lot of beating. Yes, it is there is quite a couple of horses he's got to beat, but I think that this horse is quite a nice horse, and he's just getting better and better. And I think the right road, drawn 3. I think what's he trading on? 6 to 1, 5 to 1.
That's right.
I want to make him my value bet. Hopefully he arrives for us. What do you think about the right road?
You got beaten by a better horse last time in either secret, but like you said, Robbie was pulled free wide on the turn, and probably that cost him the race. Robbie, I watched an interview with Robbie, and he says that this horse has improved on his track work, so that believe he's.
Yeah, I can believe that. I've seen it with my own eyes. I really like the way that this horse is working the right road. Obviously, Act of Loyalty, you got to respect him. I think they've sorted out his soundness issues. Last time he did win an 1850 there, and he drops down to 1500, which is a little bit of a concern. But he's a decent horse on his day, and I think there's the give in the going, the soft going is going to suit him because he has that little bit of niggles, and I think
the form has been frank. He's beaten Ramapatee last time, and we saw him come and won last week.
Yeah, how we never found Ramapatee, I don't know. But anyway, I think he slipped through the net. But Act of Loyalty must be his biggest danger. I think he's currently the favourite, and he's obviously, like I said, he's going to like to sting out the ground. There's been a little bit of rain in the mornings, and it'll be interesting to see what the track's going to be. 2.9, 3, depends what's going to happen this afternoon with the weather. But I'm going to go the right road to beat Act of Loyalty. My third choice will probably be Gingerbread Man. I see they put blinkers on him for the first time, and I don't know if that's because he hurt his eye, but it's hard to believe that a 5-year-old is going to have blinkers on first time out. But I can tell you that the barrier trial with the blinkers was quite impressive. So Gingerbread Man, I'm going to make him my third choice.
I've got the same traffic tattoo, like you said, Gingerbread Man, the blinkers on for the first time. Barrier 1 should be really helpful for him. So the same traffic to right road, Act of Loyalty, and Gingerbread Man.
Okay, great. Right, let's move over to the 6th race, the South African Airways Cargo Princess Margaret Cup. Well, as we know it, the Princess Margaret Cup. And nice to see that the race day's been sponsored by South Africa. I'm going to be catching up with a lot of my mates in the parade ring tomorrow. And looks like an exciting race. Obviously, you have to respect the favourite, number 1, Table Bay. I see he's 15 to 10. And well, he should be, because both his last wins have been in the weight for age. And he's a decent horse, and obviously, my biggest concern is dropping from the 1850 to the 1400. But if you go back to his South African form, most of his wins were over the 1500, sort of middle distance range. And I don't think he's going to have a problem reverting back. But that is my only sort of question mark as far as Table Bay is concerned. And I think he is the favourite. He's going to be my first choice. And he's a racehorse. Let's not kid ourselves. He's a very good horse on his day, and he must have a big chance lifting a second Group 1 winner for the Gujadhur stable. What do you think about Table Bay?
I do agree with you. His best form back in South Africa was over 1400 meters. He won 3 times off of that. His advantage, I believe, would be the grass gallop that he had last week coming into this race. I don't think any other horse had grass gallop coming into this race. I believe that could compensate from the drop back in distance. So I'm going to go with Table Bay too.
Yeah, that grass gallop was very impressive. He galloped with the Great One, who ran an excellent run in the maiden. So that gallop was full of merit. I think he gave the Great One a little bit of a hiding in that gallop as well. So that was a good gallop as well. So everything's pointing towards Table Bay. My biggest danger is going to be number 3, Baritone. I really like the way that this horse his 2 wins have been really impressive. I think he was unlucky last time with the draw. Probably followed a little bit too far back, not any fault of Cedric Sejon, but he had no option but to put him at the back, and he really ran on strongly to run second to Carrara. He's a lot better off in the weight with Carrara this time, and I think weight for age is going to suit this horse as well, because he is rated 78, and he's going to be receiving a lot of weight from, well, obviously carrying a lot of weight with horses that are much lower rated than him. So Baritone, I just like the way this horse has won his races. Remember back in the beginning of the season, he did beat Table Bay, and I think the going was a bit soft that day, was 2.9. Yeah. I think we're going to find similar conditions, and the fact that he's drawn 5, I think he's going to be a lot closer this time, Baritone. I'm going to make him the biggest danger to Table Bay. Any other horses you want to talk of? Obviously, Yankee Captain, you're going to respect him.
That's right, Yankee Captain. His 2 last wins has been very impressive. Looks like Robbie Fred loves him, the way they won. It's always on the line, but still they win very well. Even for Nottinghamshire, I'm very surprised that JP van der Merwe is not riding him. I've watched a couple of interviews. He says that he's one of his favorite horses. With Gate Free, I believe he also should run in a quartet.
Yeah, well, I suppose there's not much between Nottinghamshire and Yankee Captain. Although I think this time Nottinghamshire is better off at the weights, but Yankee Captain's a sort of up-and-coming horse. Robbie Fad's got a lot of, he loves his horse, and he's obviously gone with Yankee Captain. If you go back, I think he's a 9-time winner, this horse. 4 in Mauritius and 5 in South Africa, and I think 6 of them have been over the 1400. So he loves the 1400, Yankee Captain, and I think obviously his biggest task to date, not being a handicap, it's a weight for age, which just gives the advantage to the sort of the higher rated horses. But Yankee Captain, I'm expecting a big run from him. But I'm going to go Table Bay, Baritone, Yankee Captain.
I'm going to do the same. Table Bay, Baritone, and Yankee Captain. Just a special mention to 10 Reggae. I believe this will be his last race. What a horse he's been throughout his career. He's won 2 classics, the Barbet last year and the Gold Cup as a 3-year-old just before the Barbet. He ran in the Colonel Draper Cup where he was ridden by you. You got beaten by Master Damascus.
Yeah, I was unlucky that day, unfortunately, but that's the past. Yes, but he's been an absolute soldier for the Gujadhur stable. 10-time winner, 22 places, almost 6 million rupees in stakes, and a well-deserved retirement. Let's hope he pulls up 100% sound and he enjoys his retirement, Tanraji. Right, 7th race, the Bloodstock South African Trophy, 1500, benchmark 36. Finally, I found a banker, Giles Tiger. I thought he was very unlucky last time. He did all the donkey work from that bad draw.
Yeah.
He's drawn 2 this time. I don't see anything in this race. Can you see anything beating him in this field?
No, not really. I'm pretty sure Boaz will finish off strongly, but with that kind of draw, I believe it will come too late at him.
Yeah, I can't see Giles Tiger losing. I thought he was very, very unlucky last time. He did all the donkey work out in front. He looked a winner everywhere except sort of 10 meters from the post. And like I said, with that draw this time, Robbie can have him wherever he wants to, in front, second, wherever he wants, and I just think he's going to be too good for this field. So I'm going to bank at Giles Tiger. Let's talk about 1 or 2 of his biggest dangers.
Like I said, probably Boaz. He finished off very strongly last time against Duke, the Duke from an awful draw. The draw doesn't matter to him because he's a back marker. So Boaz for second, probably.
Yeah, I like Sacred Flame. He finished in front of Boaz last time. Unfortunately, he's got a bad draw, but it looks like he can come from off the pace, this horse. And I would imagine, it looked like those blinkers really improved him last time when he put the blinkers on first time. And unfortunately, he's got a bit of a bad draw. Well, he's going to be drawn 8 now. And if you look at his last run, he was drawn 7. So not much of a difference with draws there. He did finish in front of Boaz. And then maybe Shreya Star, he's showing a little bit of improvement behind. Well, it wasn't a bad run behind Uzo, but he's got the 3 kilos off his back. He's got a decent draw as well. So with 55.5, I suppose you've got to think that he's got an outside chance for a place. But I'm going to make Giles Tiger my bank of the day.
Same for me.
Okay, great. We've agreed on that. Right, race 8, 1400, rating 0.26. And I found another sort of value bet here. I really like the look of number 10, the Judicator. I went and watched his first race last night, and it sort of really impressed me. I remember that he ran behind Zodiac Jack. Perplexing was in that race. He finished second, and this was Zodiac Jack finished just a couple of lanes behind him. But I don't know what the American jockey was doing that last 50. He had his hands down. He wasn't assisting the horse at all. I think he could have finished close, in my opinion. Unfortunately, he got scratched last time in the starting stalls. Hopefully, they've sorted out his problems. Obviously, he has got the bad draw to deal with as well. But I just going through this field, there's a couple of first timers and a couple of horses that have been around for a long time. I think this horse with fresh legs. He's trading at 12-1. I'm not making him a banker by any stretch of the imagination. He's just bounced out of me. He's caught my own training, and I went and watched his first run here in Mauritius, and it was quite an eye-catching run. And I think if he's fit enough, he probably could pull this off, even if you want to take a sort of an each-way bet on number 10, the Judicator. But I like his chances. Do you like anything? Do you see anything about the Judicator?
Not really, because he's run on the first meeting, and it's
Yeah.
a long layoff. The barrier 11 should be a big concern too. I'm probably going to go with number 4, Gondwana. He's also coming after a long break, but if he's fit, he should be able to run a big race. That race against Ready for Takeoff was a really nice one. He was finishing off strongly that day. Like you said, it's not a very good field, it's kind of a weak field, so I'm going to go with Gondwana.
Yeah. Number 7, Very Vari. I'm surprised they never ran him in the first race because he dropped to a 25, but they're running him here in the 26. Maybe they thought this was a weaker field, but he needs to reproduce that run behind Secret Idea. If he does, he must have a chance in this field. It's not a strong race. Tough to find a winner, actually.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you one horse that really stood out for me in training is Sir Capers. He's really put on some good work. He galloped with the blinkers, or the barrier trial with the blinkers. It was a very good barrier trial. Have a look at that horse that he ran second to Majestic Glory. He's gone and won 3 out of 6 races back in South Africa. So that's quite a nice horse that he ran second to. He's going to be drawn 7. He's got the blinkers on. His work's been pretty decent, so Sir Capers, you've got to keep an eye on him. But at the end of the day, I suppose even Varside as well, he ran a good race, but he's a VAR. I'm a little bit worried about him going over the 1400. So at the end of the day, tough race to finish off with, but I'm going to go for the value. I'm going to go 10, the Judicator. I like the look of Sir Capers the first time, and then Very Vari, he just looks like he's slowly coming to form. That's going to be my trifecta.
I'm going with Gondwana, Very Vari, and Sir Capers.
Okay, great. Well, similar, except I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Gondwana, but maybe I'm wrong. Like I said, it is a tough field. If you are a pick 8 player or pick 6 player, load a couple of horses in the last race. You'd hate to get to the last race and you've only got 1 or 2 horses on your ticket. Right, that's a wrap. My banker, Giles Tiger, my value bet is going to be the right road, but keep an eye on the Judicator in the last race as well. Shaheel?
I've got the same banker as you, Giles Tiger, and for the value bet, probably in the first one, Gistad.
Okay, great. Well, thanks very much for joining us. That's a wrap for the South African sponsored race day, the Princess Margaret Cup. Hopefully we found a couple of winners for you, and hopefully we'll see you next week, Wednesday show, Jeu de Gala, where we're going to talk about this race meeting and look at a couple of horses that have worked. Thanks very much for joining us from myself and Shaheel. Thanks again. We'll catch up with you next week. Goodbye.